Jay-Z is not letting up at all. He is calling this rape lawsuit, by a girl who says when she was 13 years old, she went to the 2000 VMAs and Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly raped her, while another celebrity, a woman celebrity, sat there and watched. Jay-Z is saying this is a false lawsuit and it has damaged his reputation. And he's actually filing some more documents about it. I want to break it all down. Hey guys, it's Loren LoRosa, and at the end of the day, there's always a lot to talk about. So y'all know, every single time y'all are right here with me to talk about it. I appreciate you guys so much. So you guys know that we have been reporting on this, been keeping you guys up to date on this. Now, what I'm going to talk about today in this filing is not anything that new per se. I think this just shows how adamant Team Jay-Z is in not backing down. And I think this shows, you know, where their angle will be when they go to submit their official filing for the dismissal of the amendment to this lawsuit. Now, backing it on up, a few weeks ago, Jay-Z actually got the green light to file a dismissal for the amendment to the lawsuit that was filed back in October of 2024. This lawsuit basically said that Diddy at the time, so before the amendment, this lawsuit said Diddy and two other celebrities were in a room in a VMA after party. There was a girl who was 13 years old at the time. She's no longer 13, but she was 13 back in 2000. And she was raped by Diddy and another celebrity, while the third celebrity, who was a female, sat there and watched. Fast forward some time later, Jay-Z is then named in this lawsuit through an amendment. This lawsuit was filed by attorney Tony Busby. So that's just like a quick summary of everything. Today, there was a filing that happened where Jay-Z's team said, look, we want to put this on record again. We're gearing up to be able to file a dismissal of the amendment to the lawsuit. So we need to talk about some things. And in talking about some things, we need to point out some things, provide you with some additional exhibits, and really drive the point home in this process of getting to the point to be able to file for that dismissal of the amendment that we think are really important. These are major misses, especially because our client, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, who is a major named celebrity, which they do reference him as in the lawsuit, this is damaging his reputation. Specifically, they call this lawsuit a false rape lawsuit that has damaged his reputation. The reason why I think that this is interesting and the timing of this is interesting is because at the same time that Jay-Z got the green light, got the yes to file for that amendment that attached him to this lawsuit to be dismissed, he also was told, no, we are not going to reveal the identity of your accuser like you're requesting to by the judge. When I saw that the judge said, hey, we are not going to release the identity of the Jane Doe who is your accuser. The reason why, the first thing I thought about when I saw that was, wow, Jay-Z's celebrity might actually work against him in parts of this case. I personally don't think that it'll work against him fully, because I think that the facts of the case and just the tracking of the story that is being told here, which is what the case is filed on, is not lining up. And I think that, of course, that's going to, work out in Jay's favor. However, in the meantime, right? Because in the meantime, even until this is tossed out or not tossed out, it's still being talked about. There's still statements being released by the attorney. There are interviews that have been done by the accuser. Jay-Z is having to come out and defend himself multiple times. There is damage that he can allege is being done, because this is all hitting the public. Brands are seeing this. Businesses are seeing this. Fans are seeing this. And he's named. He can't hide behind a John Doe like the accuser can. Now, I'm just assuming here that the timing of this is not coincidental. I'm sure that there's just like a process that you have to do in general when you are gearing up to do a dismissal. And you want to make sure that everything is documented so that you can attach everything together for that one final submission to get that, yes, this can be dismissed or not. I felt like when the judge said, no, the identity can't be displayed, I felt like a lot of that had to do with the fact that Jay-Z is who he is. He's a very powerful celebrity. It doesn't matter who you are, you have to know who he is. And this woman, they basically, whether she's a celebrity or not, which I don't think that she is, but whether she's a celebrity or she's not, the judge is basically saying this woman doesn't deserve to be put on, public spectacle just because she's come out and alleged that she was raped. And we are going to do our due diligence. For now, she doesn't deserve that. We are going to do our due diligence to continue to consider whether or not that should change, whether her identity should be put out there, but also to determine whether or not this happens, so that either Jay-Z on one side can be rectified, or the victim on the other side, the alleged victim on the other side, can be rectified. I just had a thought and I lost it. Dang. It'll come back to me. What Jay-Z filed is actually a demand for a sanction for attorney Busby. And it dates back to a minute ago when we first started talking about this situation. When Jay-Z's team, after the NBC interview came out of the alleged accuser, and there were a lot of inconsistencies in the interview. In the actual interview, that accuser says that when she went to this house where the after party was, she was able to have a conversation with another celebrity who was named, that they had a celebrity about like a tattoo, like a matching cross tattoo or something like that. And NBC found out that was not true because that celebrity's tour schedule didn't line up, and they released a statement to NBC saying we were not in New York at that time. NBC also reached out to the girl's father, who the girl says is who picked her up. The girl's father was like, yo, at the time we was living like 5 hours from New York. I would have remembered picking her up. My 13-year-old daughter, I would have remembered picking her up, and I don't remember that. So what Jay-Z's team is saying is like, yo, we're attaching this NBC News report that majority of everything from it got debunked. We're attaching photos of Jay-Z out and about at a public location, at a club following the VMAs. We're attaching screen grabs, dated screen grabs of YouTube videos showing the layout outside of the VMAs, where they're saying, hey, you don't even see a Jumbotron here. Like, there's no Jumbotrons. They also Jay-Z's team also attached to this filing a screen grab of, like, just showing the street of the VMAs where you can actually see where the limos were lined up. And what they're trying to do here, as I reported before, is they're trying to show that like an average person wouldn't have been able to get to a limousine or whatever the case may be to be able to just meet Diddy's limousine driver. This woman alleged that that's what happened to her. She met Diddy's limousine driver by chance, by luck. He said, yo, after the VMAs, we're going to come back and scoop you. And that's what they did. And that's how she ended up at the house. And they're like, bro, there's no way she could have even got to any of these limousines. When that NBC interview came out, and there was now a third party who was able to go in and easily debunk a lot of stuff, what they're saying is, it's like, yo, judge, this, like, there are laws set up that make it where this attorney can't do stuff like that. Like, this attorney, by law, whether you were this attorney or whatever attorney, right, you cannot halfway vet a person who's claiming certain things. You're supposed to have, follow these rules where you vetted these people, and it's basically like a badge of honor. Like, you pinky promise to do all of this right, because these claims, if thrown the wrong way, can really mess up somebody's life, their business, their money, all of that. And what they're saying is like, yo, reporters were able to easily verify and fact check and show all of these inconsistencies easily before an interview aired. But you as an attorney couldn't do it. And then on top of that, you've come out after that interview and said, hey, she was actually vetted by another law firm. We're going to do more of that. But there's no proof of more of that. They offered to do a polygraph test on the alleged victim. Jay-Z's team is like, they said that they would do this polygraph test, and we ain't heard nothing about the polygraph test since that. That was weeks ago. Now, again, I think that this is very, very timely, because like I said, when I saw that ruling that said, yo, Jay-Z, we are not going to allow your accuser's identity to be revealed, to me, that was like a telltale sign that, like, the courts know who they messing with. I mean, anytime a celebrity is in court, I always think about that, like, yo, it's no way that the jurors don't know who this is, the judge don't know who this is. But I think, to me, that was like a telltale sign of, like, duh. Like, we know Jay-Z, we know Sean Carter, and we want to make sure here, at least for right now, because, again, the judge said that can change. The identity and that not being revealed, the judge said that can change. At least for now, we want to make sure that we protect this victim and we protect this case as much as we can, so that we can kind of get to the bottom of all of this. I think that these are things that they're going to stand on heavily when they file for that amendment to be dismissed, because, again, this is a sanction that leads up to the dismissal. My prediction is, I think that the amendment will get dismissed. Like, if I'm just being honest with y'all, I think it will get dismissed, because the things that are inconsistent here are really big misses. Like, they are really, really big misses. This filing and, everything that Jay-Z is doing right now has nothing to do with Puff. If the judge says, like, yo, all right, this ain't adding up, let's take a step back, I'm going to dismiss this amendment, Jay-Z is no longer associated with this allegation, Puff still has it on him. Now, Busby's law firm did issue a statement in response to this. With each frantic filing, Mr. Spiro's team reeks of desperation. Mr. Spiro and his team think the rules and the laws do not apply to them. They are flat wrong. They also think they can bully and intimidate counsel by filing meritless and frivolous pleading full of lies and half-truths. Again, they are dead wrong. We will not be bullied or intimidated ever. I also think that lawyers be really like, you know how you dealing with somebody and like it's like the butterflies and lies stage, and it's like everything they say just sounds so good. It's like, oh my God, you telling me everything I want to hear, and it's so on point, and it is everything you want to hear. Lawyers are so good at that, right? Like they have to back it up with facts. And I say that because, right, like even a statement, the last thing we heard from a judge in relation to Alex Spiro, who's Jay-Z's attorney, was a judge saying, yo, y'all are doing too much. Like, you guys at this point are like trying to rush this along, like as if it's like almost like nothing. You cannot do that, and you will not do that in my court. You are going to take every step it takes. Basically, like, I don't care what y'all are saying. I don't care who y'all are. I don't care about any of that. We're going to take our time with this one to make sure we do this right. And I feel like Attorney Busby right here in his statement is leaning into, oh, y'all think because this is Jay-Z, something's going to shake, and it's not. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in my next video. Of course, I'm Loren LoRosa, and at the end of the day, there's always a lot to talk about. So every single time you guys join me right here to talk about it, you know I appreciate you guys. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your predictions are. I will see you guys in my next video.